Hi, welcome to Rhodes Video Recipe Box. I'm Heidi, and today we're making a baked Reuben Braid. You'll need 12 of the Rhodes dinner rolls or 1 loaf of the Rhodes bread. And what we're going to do is we're going to thaw that and bring it to room temperature. We're going to spray our working surface, and we're going to spray our rolling pin, and we're going to roll this out into a 12 by 16 inch rectangle. After you've reached the shape that you'd like, you're going to place that on your pan, cover it with plastic wrap, and let it rest for approximately 15 minutes. I have one that's been resting for 15 minutes. I'm going to take that, and we're going to remove our plastic wrap. And what we're going to do is we're going to take some of our light Italian salad dressing. We've used 1/3 of a cup, and we're going to place that in the 4-inch section in the middle of our rectangle. After we've filled that, the next we're going to use a 1/2 pound of our light turkey pastrami. Now I also like to use our Thousand Island dressing on this recipe. So we have a 1/2 pound of light turkey pastrami in the center of our rectangle. Then we're going to use about 8 slices of Swiss cheese. After we put our Swiss cheese on the center of our braid, we have 2 cups of sauerkraut. And what I do with the sauerkraut is I let that, just drain that so that there's no added moisture in our braid. And put that after our 8 slices of Swiss cheese. This braid is a fun one to do. There's other braids that you can do. And then our 2 cups of sauerkraut that's been drained and all the moisture removed. Now what we're going to do is we're going to measure 1.5 inch strips along the sides of our braid. And we're going to start to braid that from the top, fold that down, and then alternate our strips along the sides. I use a ruler and just measure that out, or you can just eyeball that. So 1.5 inch strips. You can use a pizza cutter, or you can use a sharp knife to measure those along the sides. And you go in about a 1/2 inch from the center of our braid and do those equally on each side. And fill those up. And then start at the top and the bottom and fold those down. And fold this up. Okay, and then we're just going to start and go left over right and right over left and continue all the way to the bottom of this braid. When we get to the bottom of the braid, we're going to take our last 2 strips and fold those underneath and tuck those underneath. Make sure you cut those all the way through. Now I've made this recipe with our wheat rolls too, and it turns out really good with the wheat product if you want something different that you can do. So come to the end and take those last 2 strips and just tuck those underneath. We're just going to gently put this on our cookie sheet that we have sprayed. And then we're going to brush this with 1 egg white. And then we're going to use about a teaspoon of the caraway seeds, and that kind of gives you that rye bread taste over the top of this braid. So brush that evenly. And then just sprinkle your caraway seeds on top. I have one that's been in our oven that has completed baking. We baked this at 350 degrees. For about 25 to 30 minutes. I have one that's just finished baking from our oven. We'll pull that out. And it looks just great, ready to eat for your family. Thanks for baking with Rhodes, and for a complete recipe and lots more, visit rhodesbread.com.